So in this second video we are going to talk about basic box type problems on both addition and subtraction. Okay, so now if you remember, in my last video we talked about addition only. However, this time I am going to talk about both addition and subtraction as well. Fine. So let me start with this very basic question. And the question goes like this. Suppose I ask you to solve this. 80 minus box is equal to 50. Okay, now, so this is the very first question, and how are you going to solve this? Remember the kabaddi game which I talked in my previous lecture, that whenever just like the game of kabaddi, if a player goes from one side to another, his behavior changes. Similarly, in this expression, mathematical expression, if there are certain terms, right, certain numbers with some operations like here, and if one number goes from the equation to other side, its sign changes. So if it has a sign positive over here and it goes to this side, then it will have a negative sign over here. Similarly, if there is a number over here which has negative sign before it and it comes over here, then it will have a positive sign, change of sign, right? So taking this into account, we can write this equation as what? We have to take this box over this side. Why? Because whenever I say we have to solve this, this means we need something like this. So how am I going to get this? We have to take this box on this side, and as a result its sign from negative will become positive, and then we have to take, so we have to bring this on this side and 50 on this side. Otherwise we will not get this sort of expression, right? So yeah, so on doing this, what do we have? We have 80 minus 50. Since it has a plus sign over here, on this side it will have minus 50, and this will become equal to box, and this gives us from straight subtraction 30 equal to box, or our box has the value of 30. So this is the most basic type of problem, most basic type of box problem. Understood?
Yes.
This is how it is done, and these are the rules, sort of. This is real life kabaddi game rule, and this is how you deal with mathematical expression. Fine. Now let me talk about a very simple aspect. Suppose I ask you a very similar related question. The question goes like this. Write down or write 75 as sum of two numbers. So how are you going to do that? What I am asking you is this thing. Write 75 as sum of two numbers. Like this, you see? So we have got again two boxes, two numbers, unknown numbers. Now, one of the best ways to proceed is to write 75 in an expanded form. Units, tens, 100, 1000 and so on and so forth. So if we do that, then we can write 75 like 70 plus
5.
Yes, 70 plus 5. So immediately you recognize that this box can have value this, or it can have this value, and this box can have this value, right? Same. But this doesn't mean that this is unique. What I mean to say is that we can again get 75 using 50 plus 25. But this is not in an expanded form. But again, this is correct as well. So, but for doing this such type of problems, always first think in terms of expanded form. Okay, now let me show you how I am going to create a whole different level of problems using this form. So what do we have? We have, yes, what do we have? We have, you see, 75 equal to 50 plus 25, right? Or which was our problem here. So the sum of two boxes is equal to 50 plus 25, right? So this means I can write like this: this box minus 25 is equal to 50 minus this box. You see, so I have transferred 25 to this side and this box to this side. So this is a possible question which we can have from this relation. Again, we can write 75 as 100 minus 25, right? We can also write it like that.
Yes.
So again we can write like this: the sum of two boxes is equal to 100 minus 25. So it may, again, if I rearrange this, then I will have this box plus 25 equal to 100 minus this box. So you see, if I ask you to solve this thing, it all ultimately comes down to this problem: 75 equal to the sum of two boxes. So what I have shown you here is how to create two very basic problems. Okay, how to create two very basic problems using just a simple relation, this one, this relation. Okay, so write 75 as the sum of two numbers. From this very basic idea, you see, I have created two problems where double boxes are involved. You see,
Yes.
this is how mathematicians make problems. So today we have learned how we can make life complicated from simplicity. Or other way around, you have basically learned how to make two very basic problems, right? Okay, so now let me talk about something else. Suppose I ask you to write 75 as the sum of three numbers. This is the next question. So how are you going to proceed? Again, you can write like this: 75 is equal to expanded form 70 plus 5, and of course there is your friend who is always with you, the invisible mathematical friend, and it is 0. You can always play with this number,
Yes.
right? It is always there. Okay, let me give you an example. Suppose I ask you to solve this question here. No, this is not, the line is not correct. Suppose I ask you to solve this question. Now, how are you going to do this? One way is to just write down the number without solving. The very basic part here, you can say, let me put here 2000. So that 2000 plus 0 is equal to 2000. This is 0, by the way. And here, let me again put 0. So that 2000 minus 0 is equal to 0. So you see, I just played with the 0 here. Same here. You can see we have done this. So coming back to this question, okay, writing 75 as the sum of three numbers. So we can have this form, or we can have something like this, say 25 plus 25 plus 25, right?
Yes.
Yes. So let me again play with this form. What do you mean? What I mean to say, let me now play with this. So the question becomes the sum of three boxes is equal to 25 plus 25 plus 25. So let me denote the three boxes like this. 1, 2, 3. So if I am going to make a problem out of 3, out of this question, so the question will be like this box minus 25 here, right? Plus again this box again minus 25, right? And this is equal to this box what? Plus 25. So you see, I have created a sort of basic problem using this very basic idea. So again, you see, this is how we can create problems. So from this very basic idea, we have created another problem. Okay? Fine. Now, let me talk about a different concept. Suppose I ask you again to write, so the question goes like this, write 37 as difference of two numbers. So it was sum previously, now it is 30 difference. So what I want from you is this thing. I want from you is this thing, right? So how are you going to solve this? Well, again, let me write 37 in the expanded form. So we can write it as 30 plus 7, right? Fine. Now what about this 7? We can write this again in this way, right? 10 minus 3. So if we include all this thing, that we can have 30 plus 10 minus 3. And so we have 40 minus 3. So you see, this is again a different form of expanded form, where instead of 30 plus 7, I am writing 40 minus 3. Okay. So this makes, what does this make? This makes that our solution is, this is 40 and this is 3.
Yes.
Yes? Understand? So this is how we do this problem. Okay. Now again, we can also create a new problem out of this. Let me see how. So we have this thing, and so we have basically this is equal to 40 minus 3. So from here we can write this box plus 3. So this one goes to this side and this box goes to this side. Okay. And this becomes 40 plus this box. See? So we have created this problem here from this very basic idea of writing 37 as the difference of two numbers. Okay. Now let me show you again that there are many types of problems where we can do the same concept. You see, so previously we can also write, you see, in the previous way 30 plus 7, and here if we use this form, then we will land with this type of question. Minus 7 is equal to 30, you see, plus box. So you see, they are two alternate ways of saying the same statement, which is write down 37 as the product of two numbers. Okay, fine. Now let me solve again this very basic question. Suppose I ask you to solve this. So this is a basically recapitulation. So how are you going to do this? Let me bring this on this side and then this on this side. So as a result, what we will have 2000 minus 1000 is equal to the sum of two boxes, and so this means we will have, let me write in this way, so we will have this thing. So you see, again here I have shown you how we can get a same thing, right? And this is, remember, this is the same problem we did before, where instead of 1000 we solved the 75 question. So it is a similar pattern, it follows the same old pattern. Okay, good. Now with this very basic ideas and very basic discussion on basic problems of addition and subtraction, let me talk about a different type of problem. Suppose I ask you to, so the question goes like this: fill in the blanks or fill in boxes with either plus sign or minus sign. And the question is like this, you see, 60 box 10 box 20 is equal to 50. So how are you going to solve this? The moment you get this problem, you have to start thinking. You see, let us start with addition. So if I put 60 plus 10, then I am going to have 70 over here. And then if I do the subtraction over here, so 70 minus 20 will be how much? 50. Yay! So the answer should be, this box should be plus and the later box should be minus. So this is a possible solution, right? Let me see what would happen if I would have minus sign over here. Suppose if I put minus sign over here, that is, if I put 60 minus 10, then what will I have? Then I will have 60 minus 10 equal to 50. And then you see, once you have 50, then even with plus or minus with 20, we can never get 50. So if we put minus in the first box, we will never be able to solve this question. So the only solution here is this part, which is here. So the only solution is writing plus and minus, right? Now let me write down a different question. Suppose I ask you to solve this question: 80 box 30 box 40 is equal to 10. Now you will immediately see that with some thinking, it is only minus and minus which will give you result. See, 80 minus 30 is 50, and again 50 minus 40 is equal to 10, which is here. It's the same as here. So the answer this time is minus and minus. Okay, good. Now let me talk about an even more better problem, where again we have to fill in the boxes with, this time, see, plus or minus or equal to sign. Why can't we have this type of problem? Of course we can have. It's a different thing if you have not seen such type of problems. Remember, never stop thinking about how you can play with numbers. Just as when your mother and father gives you a toy and you are always thinking of how to play with the toy, and in that way sometimes you break the toy, right? Basically, the fact that children break their toys is a way of understanding or rearranging this toy in their own world, in their own version. So let me see. Suppose we have this type of problem: 100 box 30 box 40 box 30. So how do you solve this? Now you can see it's very basic. How? Come on. 30 plus 40 plus 30, it is 100. So the first solution is equal to plus and plus. This is the first solution. So 100 plus equal to 30 plus 40 plus 30. 30 plus 40 is 70 and 70 plus 30 is 60. So this is the first solution. But this is not the only solution. How? You see, suppose I do 100 minus 30. What do I get? I get 70. But then again 70. So 100 minus 30 I put equal to, which is 70. But again, if 70 is equal to 40 plus 30. So the next solution after this one is what? The next solution is minus, equal to and plus. So you see, this is the next solution, right? But again, this is not the unique solution. We can also have another form, which is, let me write 100 minus 30, which is 70, I know. Let me again subtract 40. And so 70 minus 40 is how much? Come on. We know it is 40. It is 30. So the third solution is this. So these are the possibilities of the boxes. So we can have either this signs or this sign. So this is the first set, second set, third set. You understand? These are the various possibilities. Okay, now going a bit further on, and this will be the last question. So suppose I ask you again to fill in the boxes, this time with, see, plus, minus, equal to, greater than, lesser than. Come on, never stop thinking. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible symbols. See, previously we started with 2 symbol, then we have 3 symbol, and now we have 5 symbols. So come on, I am not going to talk about a very hard question here. I am going to talk about a very easy question, so that you can at least enjoy the basic idea behind this, and you can start thinking about making and solving such type of problems. Okay, so this thing. Okay, so you see, the first thing is, suppose 100, we do start with the addition, always start. Okay, so 100 plus 20 is 120. Okay, again 120 plus 10 is how much? 130. And of course 130 is equal to or greater than 50.
It is greater.
So it is greater than 50. So the first solution is plus, plus and greater than, right? But again, this is not the only solution. You see, we can also have, suppose we do like this, suppose we do 100 minus 20, what do we get? 100 minus 20 is 80, and then again minus, so 80 minus 10 is 70. Again 70 is greater than or less than 50?
It is greater than.
Greater than 50. So the next solution is this. Fine. Now let me bring this greater than symbol to this side. So let me think like that. How would I do this if I have 100 greater than? So you see, we have 20, 10 and 50. Let me add this up. 50 plus 10 is 60, 60 plus 20 is 80. So if I do two additions, I get to 80, of course, which is less than 100. So this is the third solution. So the third solution is this. Right? Right. Now, let me see how to bring this greater than sign in the middle, if it is possible. You see, this side is always greater than this side. So it has to be the greater than sign here, which will dominate this expression. Now, let me start with this. Suppose 100 minus 20. How much is this? 100 minus 20? 80. And here, what is this? 10 and 50. I am not going to talk about negative numbers for class 3 and 4 students. I am going to talk about natural and whole numbers, right? So we have to use plus, and if we do that, we will get 60. Again, 80 is greater than 60, right? So the fourth possibility is this. Okay, so students, you see, these are the 4 possible ways of solving this question. Interesting. Okay, so I wish you a happy problem solving time. Good luck.